What up, everyone? It's Regalia here, not Regalia or Regalia, but Regalia. Anyways, I'm sure that for those of you that know, I actually made a commentary about my job, called "It's Great," a short film of how the people I work with, how the job is working out, and everything else. Well, lately I've been a little depressed because I just I found out that our job is closing down. The store that I work for is closing down. And it was a little bit of shocker. I've been there for 4 years, and just the end of this February, 2016, we got the letter saying your store is closing down, and it was a little bit of a shocker. To a lot of people, it's not a big deal, but to me, I mean, I had so many moments there. I already said it before on the previous commentary, but like I said, Radio Shack has a high turnover rate, and I ran into a lot of people, and I met new people, new personalities, made new friends, everything else. It was a social job. I mean, I'm not really much of a social guy, but I still talked, or I had to talk, one of them two. Sometimes I got lazy to talk, but it's a little depressing. Like I said, I mean, it's as of the end of this February, the store is closing down. I recently got hired on to the local Sprint store, so we'll see how that turns out. But either or, I always came back to Radio Shack. In fact, I've been there for 4 years, and in the middle of those 4 years, I actually tried other jobs. For example, I actually found a job at a clinic. I stayed there for 2 weeks and really say I didn't like it, even though they had better pay and better hours. It just really wasn't my thing, and I told him, hey, I feel like I needed to go back to Radio Shack, and I did. So I came back to Radio Shack, back to the low paying job, back to the minimum wage job. And people, and speaking about minimum wage, people still would ask me, why do you even work at Radio Shack? I mean, you make 7.25. Well, simple. It's just a simple answer. It's just a job that I enjoyed, and I mean, like I said, I mean, 7.25 an hour plus commission. I mean, it really wasn't that much, but like I said, I always came back to this job. Two jobs came back to this job, and it's just the people I worked with. I mean, I had a great manager, a really intelligent manager. Showed me a lot of things about life. Apparently, I'm still innocent. Apparently, still a lot of things I'm trying to learn about. But like I said, I mean, I had a great. She was basically a life coach. I mean, right now I'm actually good friends with the last coworkers I'm with. We've been hanging around. One is Morgan, one is Morari. Basically the two typical immature guys. But I basically, they kind of helped me open up as well. Been with them for a while. Had good laughs at the store. Basically, always cracking up with jokes. Basically maybe doing a thing or two, punching each other, humping each other. I don't know. I mean, basically just some crazy stuff going on there. And like I said, I mean, it just really breaks my heart that we're closing down. I mean, for 4 years, ran into so many different people, ran into so many different experiences, and this is it. I mean, after those 4 years, it's over. All the experiences I had, whether they were good or bad, both really, it's finally coming into an end. I mean, I really did appreciate the moments where customers will walk in and be like, "Good job, thank you so much," or "I'll come back and see you." Typical replies from customers, and also basically the bad experiences. Basically, they yell at you and everything. But basically, I never managed. I guess I never felt like jumping over the counter because I feel like I probably would get my butt whooped. But like I said, I stayed strong. I stayed loyal, and it's finally over. But now that this store is closing, it's not the Radio Shack as a whole, but this particular store is closing down. You could say that I really don't have high hopes for Radio Shack, for the Radio Shack in the future. I mean, honestly, well, okay. For those that didn't know, Radio Shack actually filed bankruptcy about April the 1st, 2015. And after that, a new company took over called General Wireless. So at this point right now, Radio Shack isn't really Radio Shack. It's actually General Wireless with the name Radio Shack. And I kind of figured, these people are going to take better care of their employees. Everything was going to go on. Well, first of all, basically, we never got any pay raises. I found out that they're going to increase the employees' pay raise from 7.25 to 8.25, so much of a big deal. Managers' pay is going to get cut down. Employees lost their holiday pay, and I mean, health insurance is just way too much. So I'm basically more or less making a list of all the cons. how they train the employees, and all the people that stay loyal are eventually going to quit for them. I didn't work for Radio Shack. I worked for my store. I worked for my manager. I worked for my employees. It was a fun store, and I tried to stay loyal to that store. And now that's ending, Radio Shack isn't really nothing to me, honestly. It was really the people I worked with. That's what really made the experiences there. So it just comes to show that I'm not really a guy that's looking for a job where you can make a lot of money and hate it, but I'm more of a guy that would rather enjoy a job and make 725, and that's really, as ridiculous as it sounds, that's just really the way I tick. And it keeps me focused. It makes me want to actually work, put my hands on something, and be grateful for what I have. So, like I said, it's over with. Now that it's over with, I've been looking around, see what jobs are available. I mean, there's Walmart. I mean, I think Walmart starts off at $10 an hour, but I don't want to work at Walmart. I kind of want to look for a job that I can actually use a little bit of skill set that I use there. Even though most people say, you work at Radio Shack, what useful can you be? I did a little bit of multitasking, did the cashier, did the inventory, did the electronics, did the wireless devices, fixed the wireless devices, and so on and so on. Just a few perks here and there, just knowing about electronics. But hopefully on this next job I can use a little bit of experience. Hopefully in this next job I can actually see what's going to go on for me. It breaks my heart that the crew is breaking apart. Like I said, even though there's a high turnover rate, even though people quit like crazy, I'm still friends with the coworkers, and it just really breaks my heart that the crew is just splitting apart like that. But like I said, I mean, life goes on. Even though it's just a job is a job, but we'll see what goes through the future, and see if there's anything good for all of us. And that is my commentary for the day. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and comment if you can, because I would really appreciate it. Alright, I'll see you guys around.